Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Alex Lovehall, the fighting gamer, and on episode 4, which is funny enough because we're going to be talking about Tekken 5, but on episode 4 of the Jin timeline, we're going to be talking about Tekken 5, specifically Dark Resurrection. However, I'm going to be throwing in 5.0 as well. Now, the first thing I got to say is that I've grown up with 5.0 a lot more, and me personally, I think that 5.0 is a much better game in terms of packaging and presentation. I think the intro in Tekken 5.0 is the best intro that they have in Tekken history. You've heard it, you've seen it. If you haven't, go type in Tekken 5 intro and let your ears and your eyes be mesmerized. I think all the modes they had Tekken 5 Devil Within, right, which is pretty much an action adventure game starring Jin Kazama, and it combines like his moves and Devil Jin's moves, and he's kind of just running around in a nice little I guess not open world, but like a level based system, which I actually now realize I never mentioned Tekken Force and Tekken 3 and 4. Similar veins, but you can play any character that you want, except you're fighting with the actual Tekken fighting game engine, which is not the greatest for a beat 'em up action adventure game. This Devil Within plays a lot smoother because it's actually built like a beat 'em up or an action adventure game, which is better. And also, the PlayStation 2 version of Tekken 5 incorporates a kind of like a mini emulator sort of thing where you can play the arcade versions of Tekken 1, 2, and 3 on it. And I believe you can also play 2-player on that as well. So just having pretty much 4 Tekken games for the price of 1, which they haven't done that in any Tekken game ever. Which, by the way, Namco, please release all that overall compared to Dark Resurrection, which is just pretty much, it has online, which, don't worry, online is definitely useful. I think that's more fun to play just in general. But as an overall game, I gotta say Tekken 5 does it better. Now, I played Dark Resurrection for this video. You might have seen me play Dark Resurrection when I did my Devil Jin video a while back. The game is still very hard. I didn't put on an ultra hard. That's the one thing I gotta say. All these, for this entire series, I played on very hard because ultra hard would have just been way too much. It would have been way too much for what I was trying to do, the amount of time I have to record this. So, it's not unfair. Well, no, let me say this. It's one level of below unfair. They don't cheat, but they definitely will not hold your hand. And if you don't know how to walk, they're going to take a bat to your knees and they're going to tell you to heal up so you can know how to walk better. But they won't tell you how to dodge the bat, and they won't tell you that you don't have to walk this direction to get hit by the bat either. You know what I mean? I hope you do, because if you play the game, you'll find out. The movement in this game, it feels more in line with what Tekken is going to feel like. Like if you were to pick up Tekken 7 right now, you can backdash, you can wave dash. If your character has one, you can sidestep. Now, you're not going to go as far as the older games, but you're also not going to, you're going to not go a short distance, right? Tekken 5 is like, you're still going to be able to move pretty freely, but it's not like Tekken 3 or Tekken Tag freely, right? They kind of gave you backdashing and sidestepping back because it's not Tekken 4. The movement in this game, it feels a little bit better. And honestly, Tekken 4 movement is the worst in the series that I've played so far. If you can hear that, I'm sorry, not if you can hear that, if you can play through that, any game past that point is going to be much more fun for you. Like being able to actually wave dash and do a wind god fist, because my electrics are not going to happen on this emulator anytime soon. If you can wave dash into an electric, it's so satisfying, especially if the movement actually makes sense. Now, the one thing I will say in Tekken 5 DR is being able to wave dash, it was still a little bit stilted, but it wasn't like awful. The one thing, at least with Jin in Tekken 5, is he sucks. That's the one thing you gotta know. Jin, on average, is usually top tier. And if it's not normal Jin, Devil Jin is top tier. So me playing a version of the character who is not good, one, that means a lot of his options don't work the same. Or B, a lot of what he's able to do, other characters can just do better. So like the wave dashing thing that I was talking about, that's cool. But Devil Jin has better options and can do it a lot better. So it's like, why would I even do that? You know what I mean? And the same thing applies when, you know, trying to forward 4 in somebody's bad range or doing... What? Oh no. Oh no. He wanted to flex on me on that one. There was no need for that. But it's okay. I can flex right back though. You as a part of me. Oh, damn. Oh, 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 whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, whoa, now we got electrics and we got punishes? Oh. He said back to back on your ass, huh? That's definitely going in the highlights. That was crazy. Back to back? The computer loves to block. That's the one thing I found out. Knowing when the computer is going to block and knowing when they're going to try to push the advantage on you is going to help you so much more in this game than the last few. I hate Jinpachi. If you've seen my Devil Jin video, you know how much I hated Jinpachi then. And trust me, he's like one level below Unknown, right? Let me come back up here. That way you can see what I'm talking about. Unknown was just cheating. Jinpachi is like, again, using my bat to the leg analogy. He has fireballs. There's a teleport. He can instantly electric punish you on damn near anything in the game. He has OTGs. He has stomp moves. He has moves that I don't even know how to explain what they do. You're just gonna have to look at the footage and see. I don't know how I made it, honestly. At one point, I just started spamming forward 2 and forward 4, and was just like, fuck it, it is what it is, man. I just bought this cable, I don't want to break it. Just bought this cable, I don't want to break it. I just bought this cable, I don't. Fuck. Nope. Nope. And the saddest part is that was actually working for me a lot easier than trying to do different moves and trying to use my mids and try to use my lows, because I was getting punished for everything, man. Nothing worked. I couldn't understand what to do. I tried to sidestep certain things that wasn't working, and just, again, the movement, at least on the way I was playing it, was so stilted and so stiff that it just was not fun. I couldn't do anything. Another thing I gotta mention is, at least for me, right? Learning that I have to be comfortable with who I am. Sorry, not who I am. This is have to be a way different video if that's what we're talking about. Being comfortable with how I'm able to play and what I know, and not trying to be mad at myself for not knowing how to play or not knowing what these moves do or not understanding how this version of Tekken is different than Tekken 7 or whatever the case is. That helps me just be able to move a whole lot better, just be able to play a whole lot better than just trying to force it, just trying to play and trying to be the best I can possibly all the time, especially in a game that I have not played. I've never learned how to play Tekken 5 at a high level. Just never did. So it's not like I had to try to remember what to do, I just never knew. Learning how to sidestep. And I don't just mean how to press up, or down, down. I mean knowing, okay, my opponent is going to do this high mid, and this high mid goes to the left. So sidestep to the right. You know what I mean? I think that's the right direction, but you kind of get the point. Just knowing when to sidestep and watching my opponent's moves and being able to not just sidestep at any opportunity in every opening that I get, but legitimately watching their moves and seeing what moves need to be sidestepped in what direction. This game really showed me how that is going to be important going forward, because otherwise I'm going to get hit. I'm going to sidestep the things where I'm making myself get hit. What is my opponent doing? So kind of similar to what I just said about the sidestep. If my opponent's using that same high mid, figuring out what my actual punish for that move is, do I know it? And if I know it, okay. Figure out what situations are going to use that high mid in, and then try to punish accordingly, or set up situations where I can bait them into doing it and then punish with punishing them. You know what I mean? Instead of me just hoping and praying like I'm going to do this punish whenever I see something because that's what I'm told I'm supposed to do, but legitimately learning, okay, this is the move I want to punish here, or hey, this is the moment when this guy is going to, or this character is going to do this move, or this is the situation they're going to want to do this move in. Watch out for that, or pay attention to that, or add that to the things to look out for, and then starting to craft the strategy and adaptations around that. That's super important for all fighting games, however, especially for Tekken. And something else that I want to say, Tekken 5 has the best music and the best stages. Like overall as a package, like yes, the beach stage is top 10 songs of all time, but there are other songs on Tekken 4 that are forgettable. Most of Tekken 5, I won't say all, that's a stretch, but most of Tekken 5's soundtrack is superb and it fits the tone and the vibe of the game, and they all sound really good. Same thing with the stages, right? Like we got the Dragon's Nest, we got the space stage, we got the pool stage, we got the temple stage, either when it's burning or not burning. Just overall, a lot of these stages look good, and they don't have the weird terrain problem that Tekken 4 had. They are like on a flat surface, and they have the walls, because the walls are a super big part of Tekken just going forward. And now that you have a terrain that's flat on the ground, it makes it so much better. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of this video. I don't know if my dog is barking at the door or not, so I'm going to have to cut this video a little bit short. However, Tekken 5 is still my favorite of the classic Tekkens. This is at my local arcade to this day, so I've played it a lot for years. This is such a good game, such a great game, and honestly, if I were to tell anybody to play a Tekken game that wasn't Tekken 7, I'd tell them to pick Tekken 5. It's just a lot of what this game offers and what it does is still carried over to Tekken to this day. And I would not be surprised if Tekken 8 still has elements of this, and Tekken 9 will probably also have elements of this as well. However, now we're going to get into kind of a darker period of Tekken, not like in terms of story, but trust me, the story gets a little bit darker too. It could be Tekken 6, and I'm not going to spoil what I think about that game, but there's a reason why there's highs and there's lows in the Tekken franchise, and we're about to get to another low point. However, that being said, this is Alex Lovehall, the fighting gamer. You got to spend 1% today to get to 100% tomorrow, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.